Alright, let's dive into a story that's got politics, cricket, and a whole lot of drama, because what's more fascinating than a sports legend caught in the crossfire of a political upheaval? Today, we're talking about Shakib Al Hasan, Bangladesh's cricket icon, who's now at the center of a saga that feels like it was ripped straight from a thriller novel. Here's the deal: Shakib, an ally of the ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, is ready to return to Bangladesh, face trial on charges including murder, and even play a farewell cricket series, but only if the government guarantees his safety. Sounds like a high-stakes gamble, right? Let's break it down. First off, what makes this really interesting is the intersection of sports and politics. Shakib isn't just any cricketer, he's a national hero in Bangladesh. But he's also a former politician tied to Hasina's Awami League, which was toppled in a violent student-led uprising back in 2024. Now, he's been living in the US for 2 years, and his return would be a massive test for the current government. Will they welcome him back as a sporting legend, or will they treat him as a political liability? Personally, I think this is where the story gets juicy. It's not just about Shakib, it's about the broader question of how a country deals with the allies of a fallen regime. Are they seen as criminals, or are they given a chance to redeem themselves? One thing that immediately stands out is Shakib's willingness to face trial. He's been charged with murder and corruption, which he calls laughable. But here's the kicker: he's ready to face the music if his safety is ensured. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about legal proceedings, it's about survival. Shakib's house was attacked after he appeared at a press conference with Hasina. That's not just a legal battle, that's a life-or-death situation. If you take a step back and think about it, this raises a deeper question: how far will a government go to protect, or punish, someone tied to a former leader? Now, let's talk cricket, because that's where this story takes an even more fascinating turn. Shakib is 39, and he's not ready to hang up his boots just yet. He wants to play a farewell series and even represent Bangladesh at the 2027 Cricket World Cup. But here's the catch: he's running out of time. Age isn't on his side, and the political turmoil isn't making things any easier. From my perspective, this is where the human element of the story shines. Shakib isn't just fighting for his freedom or his reputation, he's fighting for his legacy. And that's something anyone can relate to, whether you're a cricket fan or not. What this really suggests is that Shakib's return isn't just a personal decision, it's a political statement. He's standing by Hasina, who's been sentenced to death in absentia for her role in the crackdown that killed 1,400 people. Hasina herself plans to return in December, and Shakib says he'll follow her lead. Whatever the captain says, we follow her, he told Reuters. That loyalty is admirable, but it's also risky. In my opinion, this is where Shakib's story becomes a metaphor for the larger struggle in Bangladesh, the battle between loyalty and survival, between principle and pragmatism. A detail I find fascinating is Shakib's failed attempt to return in 2024. He was mid-flight when he was told to turn back. Can you imagine? You're on a plane, thinking you're finally going home, and then you're ordered to return. What changed in those 12 hours? Was it politics? Public pressure? Or something else entirely? This raises a deeper question: how much control does Shakib really have over his own fate? It feels like he's at the mercy of forces far bigger than himself. Finally, let's talk about the broader implications. Shakib's case isn't unique. Dozens of Hasina's allies are facing charges and can't return to Bangladesh. But Shakib's story stands out because of his celebrity status. He's not just a politician, he's a symbol of national pride. If the government handles his case poorly, it could send a message to the entire country. Personally, I think this is a moment for Bangladesh to show whether it values justice, reconciliation, or retribution. And that's a question every nation has to grapple with at some point. So, here's my closing thought: Shakib Al Hasan's story is more than just a news headline, it's a reflection of the complexities of power, loyalty, and legacy. Whether he returns to face trial, plays that farewell series, or remains in exile, his story will be remembered. But what will it say about Bangladesh? That's the real question. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning, keep analyzing, and keep watching.